Redlining, a discriminatory practice of denying services based on race, particularly affected African Americans by limiting access to crucial resources like home ownership and investment, leading to long-term disparities in wealth, infrastructure, and opportunities. This practice, historically enforced through government policies and maps, resulted in the devaluation of properties in predominantly Black neighborhoods and the systematic neglect of these communities. Here's a more detailed look at the impact. 1. Limited homeownership and wealth building. Redlining made it virtually impossible for Black families to obtain mortgages and become homeowners. This denied them the opportunity to build equity and generational wealth, which is a primary way for families to accumulate assets. As a result, Black communities were left with limited access to the financial resources and opportunities that home ownership typically provides. 2. Deteriorating infrastructure and services. Redlined neighborhoods experienced a lack of investment in infrastructure, resulting in dilapidated buildings, substandard housing, and limited access to essential services like parks, green spaces, and public transportation. These communities were often left with inadequate schools, healthcare facilities, and other resources, further perpetuating a cycle of disadvantage. 3. Economic disparity and limited opportunities. Redlining led to concentrated poverty and unemployment in many Black neighborhoods, hindering economic growth and limiting access to quality jobs and educational opportunities. The lack of investment in these areas also meant that they often lacked businesses and services, further isolating residents from the wider economy. 4. Environmental injustice. Redlined neighborhoods were disproportionately burdened by pollution, hazardous waste sites, and other environmental hazards due to the lack of investment and enforcement of regulations. This led to health disparities, with residents facing higher rates of respiratory illnesses, cardiovascular disease, and other health problems. 5. Perpetuation of segregation. Redlining contributed to the segregation of Black communities, as it limited their ability to move to better neighborhoods and access the same opportunities as their white counterparts. This segregation continues to have significant social and economic consequences, limiting access to resources and opportunities. 6. Mental health impacts. Studies have shown that redlining can have a detrimental impact on the mental health of Black residents, contributing to increased stress, anxiety, and depression. This is likely due to the combination of economic hardship, lack of opportunity, and exposure to environmental hazards and discriminatory practices.